It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And out a little across the 20. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
That was well played there defensively. Two tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Geno now to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on 1st and 2nd down. And then on 3rd down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field. And they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Throwing is Hurts. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a 1st.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Here's Hurts to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he's going to be marked down short of the 1st down, right around the 17. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. And that's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. 2nd drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. Yeah, that's a nice pickup there, especially when it comes on the heels of a 3-and-out the first time you have the ball. They were determined to not have that happen again, and that's a nice throw for their first down of the game.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. Now, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first.
We really didn't have any doubt that he was going to be one of the top-rated rookies coming into the league, especially as a runner. And he's given us no reason to change our minds. That's a big-time run, and the production that he showed us in college is translating very well into the National Football League.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
2nd down and 4. From the gun, here's Smith. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Smith now to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Only a short game there, but that's okay if you're the offense. They brought a lot of pressure at him, and he uses athleticism to at least get back to the line and make second down a lot shorter than it was looking for a moment.
Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
A first down carry for Barkley. Nifty move. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Malcolm Kuntz just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 26. 18 yards, a big pickup there on third down.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is caught at the 8. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles have taken the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Throwing now is Gino. Over the middle, hooks up with the tight end Bowers. 10-3 our score after one here on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Out of the gun, Smith. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Here now, 2nd and 4. He'll drop to throw. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a 1st down.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll run it again with Barkley. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 62 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Oh, he's got the full package. He can spin, he can juke, he can make you miss, he can drop a shoulder on you. Some of that elusiveness we saw at Penn State has definitely translated to the NFL game. Saquon Barkley hit the proper buttons and turn him loose.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they'll get this down to the 10. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
And now at this point in the 1st half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. A handoff to Barkley on the option. He showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
From the 5, 2nd and 4. Back to throw here. Keeps himself upright. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Now Geno. His throw incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 79 yards rushing now for Barkley. It's a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there, just like last play.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 10 yards there and an Eagle 1st down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the 1st half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days.
Touchdown, Eagles! Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. And this is turning out to be something to monitor as this game goes along. That's now 3 touchdown catches for him here in this 1st half alone. Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. And if his coaches are correct, we're going to see a lot more runs like that from this young rookie going forward.
And you know, slapping each other on the back up in the boots right now? The scouting department, because they really recommended this guy highly, and he's justifying their faith in him.
Smith. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6. Throwing is Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bowers. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Hands it off out of the gun. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4. A shotgun snap for Smith. Over the middle, he's got Myers. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. Smith. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. To the air again, Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Michael Mayer, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in a second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Well, now how about this return? And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Throwing is Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4. Here's Hurts to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Hurts. Steps away. He gets away from one. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Hurts sets up to throw it. This short throw caught by Goddard. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. One final go for this offense here in this first half. 1 second, all that remains. The final shot here before break. Smith. And his pass incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first. And he's up across the Eagles, ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 93 yards rushing for him now to this point. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard, and he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts over the middle to Smith. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. He'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And that's good for a gain of 6. 3rd and 7 now. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
A beautiful fake, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Now Hurts on the option right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Slot man moves right. Here's Smith. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the 1st row.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Smith. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, Maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas.
And now a high kick trying to pin him back. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out now come the Eagles. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Back to throw now on first down. This short throw caught by Goddard. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Throw left side complete. That's Smith.
And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down as the tackle made down at the 33.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
This will be caught by Brown. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. On third down, Barkley.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 115 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll run wide side here with Barkley.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Stopped by Jacorian Bennett.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Barkley. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Eagles have opened the lead up to 30. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Third and 3. Now it's Smith. Short throw caught by Bowers. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And it'll be 4th down. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. I like that call. I'm assuming you're with me.
I am. I'm totally with you. And to me, they saw something that they liked there. Because, let's face it, it's going to be a mass of bodies. But it feels like the head coach has said, my best runner over my best blocker, give it to me right now.
And you only needed 1 yard where they were on the other side of the field. Seems like a no-brainer.
If we can't get 1 yard, what are we doing out here?
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively.
Now Smith sliding out of the pocket. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Geno Smith, a 10-yard touchdown run.
And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football. You're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Elliott good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out, and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Over the middle, hooks up with a tight end, Bowers.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Now Geno. Flush to it. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Nolan Smith picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, have a game, sir, why don't you? A sack earlier and an exclamation point here late in the game. And this one won by his side of the ball. They played so well, surprised he didn't get his 2nd sack earlier.
Geno now to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Bowers. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. That is caught. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's where you want to use your big tight end. Let him use his size and frame to go up and get the deep ball in the end zone. But that time, they couldn't connect.
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the 1st, right around the 15. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Throwing now is Gino. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Here's a give up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on 1st down, then ran it on 2nd down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important 3rd down try?
Touchdown Raiders! Jacoby Myers from 6 yards away.
And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, that touchdown won't change who's going to win the game, but I think you and I know a few people who play fantasy football that may have had some interest in that one.
Yeah, that's one thing. When you get late in these games and they're out of reach, those touchdowns, maybe a couple people on the edge of their couch for the wrong reason.
Yeah, not just moral victories are played for anymore, are they?
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
They're going to look to throw. It's caught. Smith. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The Eagles send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
Throwing is Smith.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here's Smith.
Short throw caught by Bowers.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
From the gun, here's Smith.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it to Smith. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Barkley, inside handoff. And for one of the few times here, no gain on the play. It'll be
Mark of a good run defense. Linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10.
Hurts going to keep it running right. And room there to work it inside the 25. He'll get 9 yards on the keeper there, but it's still going to leave him with a 3rd and 1.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And able to get this out to the 25. Las Vegas's offense back out there ready to go. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over, try to identify what's working. And
it's caught inside the 25. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.